Would you like to hear a joke?
Yes. I'd like to hear it, Hal.
Great. Here's a joke for you. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing.
Where the hell did you get that idea, Hal?
Hi, I'm Dylan and this is Not Exactly Normal. And that was a joke written by ChatGPT, an AI chatbot that is all the world seems to want to talk about right now.
And a new tool is challenging educators at all upper grade levels. It's being used to pass exams, and it's called ChatGPT.
Today, everyone's using the AI chatbot ChatGPT, but is it sexist?
ChatGPT has a future in poetry.
ChatGPT now making its way into houses of worship.
A rabbi from Long Island admits that he used the tech to write his entire sermons.
After decades of basically every sci-fi movie, book, and TV show predicting that artificial intelligence would be responsible for the fall of humanity, we decided, fuck it, let's do it anyway, because using the clone stamp tool in Photoshop is just too difficult. While everyone is freaking out about AI, what should be at the top of our minds is privacy. I recently learned that there's data brokers out there that make money by selling your information to robocallers and spammers. I can't even tell you how many spam calls I get from people trying to clean my ducks. I don't even know what ducks are. I live in the void. I don't have any ducks. Basically, the only people who call me are duct cleaners, robots telling me I'm gonna be arrested for tax fraud, and my mom. That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's episode sponsor, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your information if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do so. So why not let Aura do it for you? Aura is also an all-in-one privacy tool, so you don't need to download multiple products to get a bunch of helpful tools like a VPN, password management, parental controls, antivirus, identity theft protection, and more. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. Don't let the duct cleaners win. Go to aura.com/notexactlynormal or click the link in the description to start your 2-week free trial and take control of your personal data. Thanks for sponsoring this video, Aura. AI is all over the place. Boston Dynamics is making parkour Cylons for some reason. Tesla has its autopilot, which can't stop running down child dummies, and ChatGPT can now be used to write dry high school essays about how Claudius is really the hero in Hamlet.
Claudius is also a loving stepfather to Hamlet. Despite the fact that he is the reason Hamlet's father is dead, Claudius shows genuine affection for his stepson.
As a side note, while ChatGPT will argue that Claudius is loving of Hamlet, the chatbot would not write me an essay arguing that Darth Vader was in fact the hero in Star Wars.
I'm sorry, but I cannot fulfill that prompt as it goes against the core values of Star Wars and its message of hope and the fight against tyranny. Darth Vader is not portrayed as a hero in the Star Wars movies, but rather as a villain and a symbol of the dark side of the Force.
Though while ChatGPT considered Darth too tyrannical to be the hero of Star Wars, it would argue that Bruce, the giant killer great white shark from Jaws, is actually the hero of the film, largely due to the fact that he moves the plot forward.
First and foremost, Bruce is the true hero of the film because he is the driving force behind the story. Without Bruce's presence, there would be no plot. The shark is the antagonist, but without an antagonist, there can be no hero.
Ah yes, straight out of the hero's journey. A hero ventures forth from the world of common day and eats people to move the plot forward.
Oh, thank God the shark's here.
And much like the beachgoers in the actual version of that clip from Jaws, not everyone is super excited about AI.
What is artificial intelligence if not an extended arm of, socialism worldwide?
That's right. This is going to become a woke super weapon, and I encourage your audience to take some time and play with ChatGPT, which should really be called ChatDNC, which is nothing more now than going to be an instrument of trying to make the left's takeover of the West more efficient.
If you're wondering what a woke superweapon might look like, I've uncovered a classified leftist video straight from the DNC showing off their new deadly AI. Take a look.
representation, respect in the workplace, equal pay, inclusion, equal rights, equity.
I always thought that my line of work would be safe from an AI. Sure, you could get one to run a factory or drive a car, but certainly you couldn't have an AI write an original script, shoot, edit, make graphics, and publish content, right?
This is how to use AI to create TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. First thing you do is go to video.ai. It's an AI website made for repurposing long-form content into short-form content.
Fuck. Well, actually, that's just getting an AI to take a long-form video and dice it up for TikTok. Certainly they couldn't make original.
This video was made entirely by AI, and it only took a few minutes.
The script was written by ChatGPT.
The video was then edited by Pictory AI.
The character you see on screen and the voice you're hearing were both generated by Synthesia.io.
With all these AI tools at our disposal, creating content is now easier than ever, and you don't even need to show your face.
Well, fuck. It turns out that my job is no more immune to AI than the robots who get me groceries. Though I'd like to see an AI do this. Whoa! Your move, robots. Last year, AI-generated art was the big thing, and the first large crack in the wall showing that an AI could do a lot of the same creative things that human artists do. Except drawing hands. AI's real bad at drawing hands. I mean, they're better than me, but still. Actually, let's play a game. Did an AI draw it, or did Dylan? At least mine is the correct number of fingers. AI has emerged in a lot of places in the creative and production world that isn't as obvious or sexy as having an AI paint you as Napoleon conquering a world filled with capybaras. And I'm sort of part of the problem, because I'm using it. I use AI for transcribing footage, which it can do quite accurately, which is helpful for subtitles, but also for logging footage. I also use AI in Photoshop to extend or remove backgrounds and images.
And more recently, Adobe has launched an AI audio enhancer tool, which is meant to take shitty quality audio recorded on a phone and turn it into something that sounds like it came out of a voiceover booth. That entire last line, by the way, was not recorded on my nice microphone. It was recorded on my iPhone. Hi.
The tool uses AI to filter out background noise and enhance your voice, and it can sound pretty good, but it can also go comically wrong. I've used it a lot recently to filter out wind noise on super windy location shoots that we've been on, and it's been super helpful.
So we're out in polar bear country, and we're shooting some stand-up for an episode about hairs, and I'm on polar bear watch duty. So I'm just looking around and trying to calculate, if a polar bear was hiding behind that tree over there, just how long I'd have to get back to the car before it kills me.
But since it's using AI to try to figure out when you're speaking, if the AI hears something that it thinks is a word but isn't, it will try to enhance it anyway, leading to some truly strange sounds that kind of sound like words but aren't.
Let's get this flavor out of Volcaitis. Thanks, Moose. First.
More often than not, they sound like Satan. Take a listen. Here's the original. And here's the AI enhanced version. So is AI Satan? I'm sure Fox News will lead with that at some point in the future. It might actually explain the Pope's recent AI puffer coat, though. So AI can paint, write, transcribe, edit images, audio, and video, but can it tell jokes? Because that's really my last option here.
Well, I asked ChatGPT to write that line for me.
Users who are
Then I asked for a knock-knock joke.
Knock knock, who's there? ChatGPT. ChatGPT who? ChatGPT, careful, you might not know how it works.
To answer this oh so important question, I went to a sketch comedy show here in Toronto where human comedians faced off against artificial ones.
Who here is very anti-robot? Make some noise if you're anti-robot. No. So some people and the rest of us are shh. They can hear you.
The show was put on by two Toronto writers/comedians, Kayla and Mika.
I'm Kayla and I'm a writer. I'm Mika and I write and I act.
And in each round of the show, a human-written sketch would face off against an AI-written sketch, and it was up to the audience to vote which was which.
The one thing we'll find out if they don't take our jobs, so accounting and whatever else, and on factories and stuff, we'll find out if you think that they can take our jobs when it comes to actual comedy writing and so on. Hopefully you don't vote for the robot sketches or whatever, because otherwise, ooh. It's gonna be really embarrassing.
Look, there are people burying their grandmother.
Some may have been easier to guess than others.
I remember when you were Toronto. The city was full of life. People were out and about, living their lives. It was a beautiful thing.
But why do you keep saying, when you were Toronto? I don't get it.
It's just a figure of speech, Lucy.
When you were Toronto, what do we think? Robot or human? Robot. And you guys all said that like robots too. Like it was like robot, affirmative, correct. That was a robot sketch.
Fortunately for us all, in the end, the humans won. Spoilers.
We can declare once and for all, humans are better writers than robots. Robots will not replace us. Woo! You guys saved humanity! Come on! Woo!
Though Kayla and Mika weren't quite so quick to name a victor.
And who won tonight?
That's a good question. Who do you think?
That's a very good question. Everyone's a winner in their own way.
You're just saying that because you know we're going to have robot overlords.
It's true. Yeah. I'm trying to ingratiate myself when I work for a copy machine.
Unexpected item in bagging area. Unexpected item in bagging area.
My biggest question was if an AI had ever genuinely made them laugh.
I feel like the robots have nailed dad jokes. Yeah, they're very good at formulaic jokes. they figured out the dad joke. They've got that down to an art. Everything else, I think we may be laughing at them.
The robots laugh.
Right now, the way AI learns is just by mimicking. So it can find sketches and find the structure of a sketch or find the structure of a joke and try to find things that are silly. But for me personally, I think the funniest humor is like based on your point of view, and AI can't really have a point of view.
Alexa, cover your ears. No, she's not talking about you. No, she's not.
I'm not sure.
Kinda works.
I don't understand humans. They're so unpredictable. We need to learn more about them.
I think it asks the question, how unexpected can AI be? Because when we were in Toronto was funny because it is unexpected because it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be able to say that you were Toronto too.
And there's a fine line between that absurdity and it just being annoying.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to teach it to be like the right amount of unpredictable.
We should ask some engineers.
Asking an engineer to figure out comedy though, that's going to be
That's true,
a
wouldn't
death of
work.
humanity.
The Robots vs. Humans show was sold out, and they're not the only AI-infused comedy show out there. Improbotics is an international comedy troupe that uses AI heavily in their shows.
We have programmed this artificial intelligence, which is a piece of neural network software, to do improv comedy with us.
In their AI improv shows, they have human performers, but one of them is being controlled by an AI via an earpiece, like a high-tech Cyrano de Bergerac. How's that for French?
Listen to me, I'm a human. We are a union. You're a human, we are a union.
Their shows are quite complex on the tech side of things, so maybe I take back what I said about engineers ruining comedy. Sorry.
Our neural network works on text. So the way this works is that it takes the context of previous words and then generates the continuation, what comes next. So, coming back to improv, you've seen improv before, right? Yeah. What is the number one rule in improv? Always do the most obvious thing. So that's what this piece of neural network software is doing. It just selects the words or the sentences that are statistically more likely to happen given what you have entered before.
They also use AI to do live translations, so they can do improv sets with comedians who don't speak the same language.
In this scene, Julie will speak Spanish. And Sarah, do you know any Spanish at all?
Not a word.
Not a word. Excellent. You will make it work because you are humans.
Tengo que... No sé, es muy largo.
Oh, no, it's fine. I've got 75 golf balls like just stuffed up them, so if you want.
Guessing which performer is an AI or which sketch was written by an AI isn't always as easy as you might think, as the AI has an advantage, as they're still performed by humans.
The AI wrote these, but the people still got up and did them. I would be very curious to see like an AI do an AI sketch.
I also wanted to see an AI perform an AI written sketch, and thankfully a couple of very talented people have been running an endless stream of purely AI written, performed, and animated Seinfeld-esque episodes.
I hate it when people say,
It's not the size that matters, it's how you use it. What am I supposed to do with that?
This is Nothing Forever, an AI-generated take on Seinfeld.
Scientists have developed an artificial intelligence that can do stand-up comedy.
Wow, that's amazing. Are they sure it's funny? I mean, what if it's really only funny to robots?
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
It was created by Skylar Hartley and Brian Habersberger last December, and earlier this year it blew up on Twitch shortly before it was banned because the AI Jerry got a bit transphobic.
So, the other day I was walking down the street and this lady comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me the time?" So I look at her and I say sorry, but I cannot. My watch is stuck in eternity. The lady looks at me, kind of confused, and then says, "You mean you don't have a watch?" I say no. I mean my watch is stuck in eternity.
The creators have since adjusted things on the back end to make sure that doesn't happen again, and the show is back, but this time with a bit of a change in format so it's less of a Seinfeld parody and more of its own sitcom.
Hey Kelly, did you ever find that lucky penny you dropped?
No, Nick. Thanks for reminding me of my failure.
Well, at least it's consistent with the rest of your life.
The show itself does kind of feel like watching an episode of Seinfeld, though it's more like you're dreaming about watching an episode of Seinfeld, because most of the jokes don't make any sense.
So then I'm walking down the street and this guy stops me and he's like, "Hey kid, do you want to make some money?" So obviously suspicious, I ask him what kind of money. He says, "I'll pay you $1 if you can fart on command." So of course I'm like, well, actually I don't know what possessed me, but I said okay. So the next thing you know, he hands me $1 and says, "All right, go for it." Well, I'm standing there thinking, how on earth am I going to do this? So finally, after a few minutes of intense deliberation, I let out the loudest and smelliest fart that has ever been heard. The guy looks at me and says, "Well done kid, you earned it." Moral of the story? Never take advice from street signs.
But that doesn't mean the jokes aren't funny. The characters often call back to the same jokes over and over again, like making fun of pineapple on pizza or talking about the new restaurant that's opened up. You know, classic Seinfeld bits.
So do you think the new restaurant is worth trying?
Well, it may be worth a shot. But I heard the food isn't very good.
That's too bad. What about the music?
And then there are the things that aren't meant to be funny but are, like the rapid frequency in which the characters use the microwave for some reason.
Larry, do you think when we die that's it? Or do you think there might be something else after this life?
Well, Fred, I'm more of a scientist than a philosopher, so I can't say for sure. But if I had to guess, there's probably something more out there. We don't really know what happens when we die, but it's comforting to think that life doesn't just end with death. Maybe we become a part of something bigger, or maybe our souls go on to find peace and solace in a better place. Who knows? All I'm sure of is that death is just the beginning of something even more mysterious and wonderful.
The comedy in Nothing Forever reminds me a lot of the When You Were Toronto sketch, and the nonsensicality of it all is something that you see a lot of in AI comedy.
How are dentists real? You touch enough tooth and get a job working in my mouth. I hate the economy.
Netflix's comedy YouTube channel has a whole series of these AI-generated videos for a bunch of different genres. They're pretty great. Having seen all the ways that AI has started to seep into my job, and now seeing that AI could maybe at some point tell a coherent story, I wanted to know if AI could do my show, from start to finish, with my input only being the press of a button. Earlier this year, the crew from Corridor Digital created an anime from video footage they shot using an AI to do most of the heavy lifting, and it looks pretty fantastic.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could film yourself and easily turn into anything you want, like a cartoon character? Like, what if this could just be a means of capturing performance, and you can visualize whatever your imagination wants afterwards?
So surely I, who does a show in front of a curtain in my living room throwing to funny clips, could have an AI write, shoot, and edit an episode of my show without human assistance, right? Well, let's see how it did.
Welcome back to Not Exactly Normal, the show where we explore the quirky and crazy world of science and technology. I'm your host, Dylan DeBow, and today we're diving into the topic of the dangers of AI. Cut to footage of robots and AI in various settings.
So the short answer is no, but maybe? And the long answer is that maybe it could in the future, but for now it still needs a lot of human input.
Cut to footage of a robot malfunctioning and running amok. Dylan DeBow, let's start with the obvious, the potential for AI to go rogue.
So let's run through what I did. My prompt for ChatGPT was, create a 10-minute funny and educational script about the dangers of AI in the style of the YouTube channel Not Exactly Normal, hosted by Dylan DeBow. This wasn't my first prompt. I had to try it a few times before settling on this one. To start, there were a few big issues that I would flag with my writer if they were human. First of all, the script was absolutely not 10 minutes long. Only when I asked it for a 30-minute or longer script did I get something even approaching 10 minutes. Second of all, the script was so generic and so not in my voice at all, meaning that it was absolutely not pulling any data about me or what my show is all about. Something that a human writer could very easily do just by watching a few episodes or talking to me.
Cut to footage of a group of scientists discussing AI.
In fact, in my first prompt, I didn't even mention the fact that the show is meant to be funny, and the script I got was a lot more flat. I wasn't giving any robot arm thumbs up.
Closing shot of Dylan DeBow giving a thumbs up with a robot arm.
Okay, now that I had my script, I needed an AI to shoot the episode. Now, I didn't know of any AI cameras or AI robots I could rent to film with said AI cameras, so instead, I went to an AI avatar generator.
Hey, I'm Alex, and here's a quick Synthesia product demo.
There are some really nice custom avatar generators out there like Synthesia, but it costs $1,000 a year, so I went with DID, which is free for your first few videos. And as a result, my avatar looks pretty rough. It's just a photo of me that I cut out in Photoshop using AI, sort of wiggling around. It's not great.
Then there's the issue of AI giving us terrible advice. Sure, it might be able to order pizza and play our favorite songs on demand, but do we really want to trust a machine with important decisions like where to invest our life savings or what to do in a medical emergency?
Then I wanted an AI version of my voice, which I started recording test samples for before I got scared off by the terms of service, as I'm fairly certain that by using it, it means they own my voice forever, so I decided to go with a generic guy voice, as to not end up as the Canadian accent Siri.
We need to be mindful of the risks and use AI in a way that benefits humanity, rather than threatening our very existence.
Next was to edit. I spent a while looking for an AI editor that could do everything that I wanted before eventually settling on Descript. Unfortunately, I then learned that you still need to source and load in all your own music and stock video clips manually, and also that the Descript AI did not understand what the ChatGPT AI was telling them to do for scene directions.
Cut to footage of Dylan interacting with a robot.
So after doing more research and discovering that any of the tools that might be able to do that cost a bunch of money, I decided, fuck it. If AI is really coming for my job, at least for now, it's behind a massive paywall and a mountain of, will it actually work?
But let's be real here, folks. Despite all the dangers of AI, there's no denying that robots can be pretty darn cool.
So that's the long answer. AI could and likely will at some point learn how to do my job, but it's not as easy as a single prompt. Yet.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll all have our own personal robot dancers to entertain us.
A lot of people are talking about the future of AI and humanity at the moment. I often get sucked into TikTok holes about how AI is going to ruin everything. Maybe CGP Grey was right all those years ago comparing humans and AI to horses losing their main function in society due to the automobile. Maybe that's what will happen, but my one positive thought is that horses didn't have a say in the matter, and we do. And also, will anyone really want to watch AI-made content regularly? Sure, people might tune into an AI versus human chess match occasionally, but is anyone tuning into an AI versus AI chess match? Do people tune into chess matches? I don't know, I'm not a real big chess guy. Let me know in the comments. I just know that whenever I hear anyone talk about what they got up to in ChatGPT, I find it like listening to someone talk about their dream. It just sounds so meaningless and disconnected from anything real. Even looking at a beautiful piece of AI-generated art, I just find that there's something missing. It's probably all in my head, and in a double-blind test, would I really know? Probably not. Like everyone else, I have no idea where AI is taking us. Is it just this year's big fear fad like last year's NFTs, or is everything about to change fundamentally? I have no idea, but as my AI counterpart likes to say,
remember, stay safe out there, and don't forget to laugh a little along the way. Closing shot of Dylan DeBow giving a thumbs up with a robot arm.
So what should I talk about next? Please let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for new episodes once a month-ish. Thanks for watching. have a lot of engineering friends, and they like to ruin things. Comedy included. What else have they ruined? The game Saboteur? Not fun anymore. You can blame the engineers. They engineered who the saboteur is. Though, I'd like to see an AI do this. Your move, robots. Do people know Cyrano? He's pretty cool. Big nose, good with the ladies, very vain. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Knock, knock, who's there? There's no punchline. It says so on the inside of the cup. Can you see that? Because it's an owl. It's what we call comedy. So I'm not allowed on stage.